Have you ever thought that one small action, something as simple as answering a phone call in your own language, could change the entire course of your life? Imagine working in the background where no one notices you, your hands rough from endless scrubbing, your name forgotten by the wealthy guests who only see you as part of the furniture. But what if, one day, someone did notice? And not just anyone, a man who had the power to change everything. This is the story of how a hotel cleaner, with nothing but her voice and her courage, caught the attention of a millionaire, and how her life was never the same again. Elena's hands were raw from scrubbing marble floors that never seemed to lose their shine. The Amsterdam hotel where she worked was grand and glittering, filled with people who lived in worlds far above hers. She was invisible here. She had learned to move quietly, her trolley rolling like a shadow down the hallways, her smile polite but rarely returned. Yet Elena never complained, for this job paid for her mother's medication back in Rotterdam, and her younger brother's studies. Every euro she earned carried the weight of love and sacrifice. One rainy afternoon, the lobby was bustling with wealthy guests, their conversations floating like music Elena could not join. She was cleaning the reception desk area when the hotel phone rang. The receptionist had stepped away. Instinctively, Elena picked it up. "Goedemiddag, Hotel de Zwaan, hoe kan ik u helpen?" Her Dutch was clear, firm, melodic. On the other end, a silence lingered before the caller spoke. A Dutch businessman confirmed a reservation. Elena handled it smoothly, jotting down the details as though she were born for this. She hung up, adjusted her apron, and returned to scrubbing. She thought nothing of it. But someone had been watching. Across the lobby sat Adrian Vermeer, a millionaire investor known for his sharp eyes and silent ways. He had been sipping his espresso, half lost in thought, until Elena's voice caught his ear. Dutch, flawless and warm, spoken with confidence in a place where staff usually spoke only broken English. Adrian looked at the cleaner, really looked at her. The way she stood tall despite her plain uniform, the way her eyes sparkled with quiet dignity. Something stirred in him. That night, Elena went home to her tiny apartment, exhausted. She pulled out her phone and scrolled through job postings, knowing she had the skills but never the chance. She didn't know that her chance had already begun. The next morning, as she bent over a carpet stain in one of the suites, the hotel manager approached her nervously. "Elena, there's a guest asking for you." Personally. Her heart raced. Guests never asked for her by name. She wiped her hands on her apron and followed, unaware that the man waiting in the lounge was the same one whose eyes had followed her the day before. Adrian Vermeer studied her as she entered. "You were the one who answered the call yesterday, weren't you?" he asked. Elena nodded cautiously, unsure if she was in trouble. But his next words startled her. "You spoke Dutch like a professional. Not many here can. Tell me, what are you doing cleaning floors when you should be working at a desk?" Her throat tightened. No one had ever asked her that. She wanted to tell him everything, her mother's illness, her brother's education, the rejection letters she had collected despite her diplomas. Instead, she simply said, "This was the job I could get." Adrian leaned back, his mind turning. He had seen countless people chase him for opportunities, but this woman had never once looked his way, never once tried to impress him. Her honesty, her humility, it struck him deeper than the polished words of business elites. The following day, Elena was summoned to the manager's office again. This time, Adrian was waiting with an offer. "I run a foundation that helps Dutch companies expand internationally. I need someone I can trust, someone bilingual, quick-thinking, and grounded. Yesterday, you showed me all of that in a single phone call. I want you to work for me." Elena's breath caught. Could she really step out of her uniform and into a role she had dreamed of? Fear whispered that she was not enough. But then she thought of her mother, her brother, and the life she wanted. She lifted her chin. "Yes," she said softly, but firmly. The weeks that followed were not easy. Elena battled self-doubt, learned to navigate meetings where everyone wore designer suits while she still clung to her thrift store blazer. But with every challenge, she grew. Adrian never handed her anything, he demanded effort, precision, and courage. And Elena delivered. Months later, Elena stood in a conference hall in Brussels, translating for Adrian as he closed a multi-million-euro deal. She spoke with poise, her voice commanding respect. No one saw the hotel cleaner anymore. They saw a woman who belonged. And yet, Elena never forgot. Whenever she passed a hotel cleaner, she smiled warmly, sometimes slipping a folded note into their hand with words of encouragement. Because she knew, sometimes, one unnoticed voice could change everything. Closing message. Life often hides our greatest turning points in the smallest moments. Elena answered a call in her own language, and in doing so, answered a call to her destiny. Never underestimate your worth, no matter where you stand. The world may not see you now, but all it takes is one moment, one act, for everything to change.